How do you know, especially when you're experimenting, where you're trying to find the intersection between genres or between elements, how do you know when the thing you're mixing has finally sat right? How do you know when it's right?
So because it's my business, because I'm a musician, I'm talented in it, because I grew up, like I said, listening to a lot of genre and also, let me be specific, hit records. Because as a DJ, you play hit records. So in my father's store, then we play a lot of hit records to attract customers to come by and all that. So when I hear that spark or feel it, I know. And that is one of my biggest strengths. Most people don't know the ability to identify hit record is one of my big strengths. I don't know how God does it. That's why it seems like every other time I must get a hit record. Those are not the only record I do. I do a lot of record like every other time, but the ability to identify it, I don't know how God did it. I think I'm blessed with that ear to understand and hear when something is like, most of my producers, my team, when we're working, when I'm like, this is it. Sometimes they're surprised at the end of the day when it happens. They're like, oh, he was right. So I think it's just a gift for me. I don't know of any other person, but for me, I think it's a gift and part of how I grew up.
And in music, that's one of the most foundational gifts to have in music,
Honestly.
because that is what we call A&R in
Exactly.
as a profession.
Yeah, so some artists don't have it. That's why they need A&R, because it's a gift. Some people understand and identify it. So some artists don't have that ability. With love and respect, some people don't have it. So they either record and allow the management to come deal with that. And they're just giving you, they can sit down and record 20 records. They have the talent. You don't blame them. But they might not be able to identify which is going to work from here. Sometimes when they're even recording, because they can over-record and forget about like, oh, that is even the hook of the song. But because God put in a lot of ideas every second, they can keep going. So you need an A&R that understand to either stay by you to pick the hooks and maybe to identify the ones I think is marketable to project to the people. Yeah, but for me, when I'm recording or when I have my writers in the studio recording with me, my attention is how to identify the commercial tone, sound, melody, or rhythm. Even when I'm creating myself, those are the elements. Right now, I don't just get into the studio to start recording. I don't waste those time no more. When I'm in the studio, if it's not right, I'm not putting my voice. Even if I get writers, if I'm not feeling it, I'm not recording. Do you understand? So that's how far I've grown, and I understand the industry. And that's why right now, most of my records I've been putting out for the past 1 decade has been, outstanding, more than what I've been doing when I started.
And you came from a time where, you just mentioned writers, but you came from a time where having assistance, creative assistance, was seen as a bad thing.
Yeah, we were punished for it online. If you say that, it's like a taboo. If you do that, it feels like you have no talent. But right now, all that has changed. When I started music, I won Star Quest. I did a couple of albums. Kenny's music retained me and Bresh for another 4 years. It was talent. It was music we were recording. We had no writers. In fact, you have to write from home, rehearse before you go to record, because the instruments we used to record in, there's something they call ADAT. It's like cassettes. If you record on it, you can't clean it and you can't rewind it and all that, and it's expensive. So we rehearse, make sure we don't miss our melodies and everything and harmonies. You have to rehearse, write the song. Not now that the beat gives us idea now. Then we write for months, weeks, and practice.
And to multiple demos.
Before you go and record. That era I was in it. And right now it's different. Now the beat tells us what to do. If I want to record now, 80% of the time is, okay, this is what I want. So we think of the idea, okay, I want to make this genre of sound or this kind of sound. and this is what I want it to sound like or be like, definitely we think of that. But the beat will now tell you what melody you have to go. By the time the producers start making the beat, that's when we start singing. But before it was the other way around. You writing and creating the song, the producer you will keep singing while the producer is thinking of what to play. Creating, you will sing more than 200. OJB will tell us to be singing. We'll be singing. He will be thinking of what to play. That was the era I was coming from. So everything changed in between. And right now, having a writer is like not a bad idea. It's a plus for me when I started. No kids. Now there's kids, there's wife, there's family, there's business, there's a lot. So if I want to keep myself on top writing, that means I'm not grateful to God for blessing me. So I have the resources to get 5, 6, 7 writers in my room. Why not do that? So I'm not afraid or ashamed to say that or do that anymore. I think even help also and enhance what I do.
Yeah, and then from the flip side, it also does give opportunities to other creatives.
Yeah, to come and express themselves. I have great writers that anytime any genre I want to do, I have people I can call on, they come around. Sometimes I just want them around when I'm even creating, even when we're not recording. I get them around, we're chilling, vibing, getting ideas from them. You know, they also learn from me. They'll be like, oh, you're exposing us. And there's some of these writers, when I take them out, they meet OGs like Timaya, meet OGs like the P Square, meet some other superstars. They feel excited. They build more confidence for themselves. They understand that, oh, these people I see on TV are not gods alone. They're like humans like me. Yep. That money cannot buy. They come back to me and tell me all that. Like, you know, I never believed I was going to meet this superstar. Yeah. I finally met him through you. Thank you, sir, for making me meet those people. The confidence I got yesterday, or the encouragement, or when they see me perform on stage where I control the crowd and all that, they'll be like, you don't know what I've learned today. So it's like give and take at the end of the day.
Yeah, and also something else we often ignore with younger creatives is how hard they find it to humanize success. Because to them, their human experience, when they look at the top and they see all of those people there, it doesn't really register to them that it's this behavior you behaved that those people too behave. Maybe they just work differently from
Definitely.
you. But there's a humanizing element of success.
True.
So to hang around their stars and see them live the same lives.
They live there.
Get mad, get sad, get this,
now
eat this. And they're like,
it's surprised, like, oh, so they're human like us, yeah. So that means I can get it too.
Yes, no.
So it gives them more confidence, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's sometimes when I see them in that element, I feel so good. Not how much I'm paying them. I feel like I'm giving to them in a very big way, because that's, if you go for apprenticeship, like if you want to make clothes, your parents would take drinks and cola nuts to one tailor back then. Please teach my son how to make clothes, to sew. And they will be paying that tailor to teach you how to sew. That is what I'm also doing for them, indirectly, building confidence in them and all that, you know, and nobody's paying me for that, but I'm paying for them writing. So you see, but it's all good.
You're a real businessman.